The second thought that I feel led to share is in relation to the nature of what we call a chemical imbalance, or the understanding of what causes mental illness, or what's at the heart of it. There's an analogy that I like to use regarding the imbalance. So typically when we think of imbalance, we think of something to be weighed or measured, to be accounted for on both sides of a pair of scales. If we were to have a New Zealand $2 coin on one side and a $1 coin on the other side, and we were to weigh those and put those on the set of scales, we'd soon find that the $2 would be heavier than the $1. This would be an imbalance, especially if we're trying to equal the same sum and weight. I think when equality is at mind, we're more looking at the amount rather than the weight. So if we were to equalize this set of scales to make the same dollar value, we'd probably put another $1 on the $1 side, and of course this would equal $2 on each side. The only difficulty with this is that the weight of the two $1 coins now suffices, or exceeds, I should say, that of the $2 coin. Now the only way to get an equal balance as far as the sum is concerned is to have a false weight, and by that I mean have something that resembles, that looks like a $1 coin, but its weight does not match that of the base level coin. In doing so, with this falsely weighted coin that looks like a normal coin, yet is false, we equal the balance, making everything look acceptable, look balanced, and the sum total being the same, and the weight being the same also. The only problem with this is that the base weight first still remains, and secondly, the secondary weight is false. Such is the nature of artificially trying to correct an imbalance. The nature of an imbalance means that something external can't correct it. In this example, you'd have to physically change the base weights in order for there to be change. Now that can only come through a process of healing. Anything other than fully healing from these things and becoming well is artificial and is falsity. It appears that a person is much better, doing much better, but as soon as you look closer, the base weight still remains, and in order to get the balance, they've created an artificial, a false weighted coin to get the correct sum. So I just thought I'd elaborate on that concept a bit more. I know it's helpful if you get a more detailed explanation for some of these things I say. I hope that's brought a bit of light to the concept of chemical imbalance, and potentially the means in which we go about solving such an imbalance if the person believes there is an imbalance or not. A lot of the time with an imbalance, we're comparing, let's say we have a just scale and our scale is perfectly balanced. We have no chemical imbalance, if you will, and there's $2 on each side. Or let's say there's two $1 on each side, right? Perfectly balanced, perfectly the same weight. Except if one of your coins on both sides is a false weight. So your balance that you're proposing, what you're suggesting a balance should be, is based on a false weight. And such is the nature of judgment, and also the likes of self-examination. A lot of people under mental health are much more tougher on themselves than they are on other individuals, yet that opens us up to inviting the condemnation, if you will, or the judgment of others upon us. Thank you for your time, and catch you on the next video.